We want his value. So what are your tips for that?
Yeah, great. And I know, I love how you said that, we're all salespeople, because we really are. And I'm going to start with what you said just now regarding the $1 million, projects you've been a part of. A lot of job seekers actually do not, and it's kind of, it saddens me, because I think a lot of job seekers don't actually see the kind of impact that they have in their previous projects, in their previous works. And unfortunately, a lot of IT professionals that I've spoken to, and I asked them, well, what was the value of that project, or what was the valuation of this accomplishment? And a lot of people don't know, because I don't know if they're not asking these things. So look, folks, if you're currently doing projects, always keep track of these numbers. What's the valuation of the project? What's the impact it's going to have on the organization?
Yeah.
This is what, just like how Eno is saying, this is what allowed her to see how she fits into the entire ROI of the project, right? That she was involved in a $1 million project. And when that happens, that really increases your level of confidence, how you communicate, how you carry yourself, and how you really able to show your value as a person for the organization. So this is where you need to know your numbers. You need to know your numbers, folks. There's no shortcut around this. So whatever you have to do, go through the project charter, or you need to speak to some previous managers and get those figures. You need to find out what was the impact that I had on the project. You need to know that. And knowing that, and the second thing is, you need to be able to evaluate and find out, and this comes to how you sell yourself. In order to sell something, firstly, you need to understand the problem, because if you don't understand the problem, you might be selling something that doesn't appeal to anyone, right? That doesn't appeal to the hiring manager, whoever it is that you're in touch with. So you need to understand the problem. So this is where the probing and investigating comes into play. So at your interviews, on your phone calls, you need to be asking questions yourself to understand the problem. And a lot of job seekers, the mistake they do is they wait until the very end to ask their questions. And you know what? By the very end, it's too late.
Yeah.
Right. So throughout the conversation, just like how you see Eno and I speaking right now, your interviews should be like a conversation, just like this. She asked me a question, I'd respond. Maybe I ask her a follow-up question. It has to be like a conversation. And that's how you understand the problem and the investigation, right? And going back to the analogy of the doctor and the patient. So you need to think of yourself as the doctor, and the hiring manager, the organization, is the patient. Now, when you and I go to a doctor, you don't sit down. The doctor doesn't say, hey, Dean, welcome, have a seat. Here's the prescription. Like that doesn't happen like that. Right? They sit you down. They say, okay, Dean, so what's been happening? What's been going on? Okay, what's the issue? Okay, you got a pain in your knee. Okay, great. How long has that been happening? What happened? Have you been exercising? Did you go jogging? Did you slip and fall or something? Okay, and then he takes that hammer thing, that little annoying hammer thing. He knocks my knee with that.
Yeah.
And then he evaluates, right? And then afterwards, that's after that, that's when he does the prescription thing, because he knows what's wrong, what I need help with. A lot of job seekers, they go in, they do their pitch, they start selling themselves and saying, yeah, I can do this, which is good. But without understanding the problem, you're not going to be selling the most relevant aspects of your background. So during the conversation, you need to be asking questions to evaluate what the problem is, what the pain points are. And then throughout the conversation, you can adjust your pitch, you make pivots where needed, you highlight the most relevant aspects of your background, and you show them how you can potentially help them solve, their problem, right?